For a long time, people have been building buildings tens of meters high. In the past centuries, height records were set by temples that pointed towers and spires into the sky. Towards the end of the 19th century, they were replaced by skyscrapers, high-rise residential or office buildings. Around the World tells about the tallest skyscrapers in the world as of 2023. The very first skyscraper attempts to build skyscrapers were made in the Middle Ages. So, in the 12-13 centuries, in the north of Italy, noble families built towers for themselves, the height of which was 40 to 60 meters. They symbolized the wealth and power of their owners. Later, some of the towers were used as warehouses, prisons and living quarters. The city of Shibam in Yemen is famous for its ancient clay skyscrapers with a height of about 30 meters. The oldest high-rise of Shibam was built around 1609. But still, the first skyscraper in the modern sense was erected in Chicago in 1885. The height of the housing insurance building was originally 42 meters, and after the superstructure it grew to 55 meters. Now this design would hardly surprise anyone, but then it was innovative. The fact is that the author of the project, architect William LeBaron Jenney, suggested using a steel frame supporting the walls in the construction. Thus, he managed to reduce the mass and ensure the strength of the structure. Burj Khalifa. On January 4, 2010, the United Arab Emirates hosted the official opening of the tallest structure that has ever existed in the world. Only then was the exact height of the skyscraper, which was kept secret, 828 meters, named. Such an incredible achievement was made possible thanks to international cooperation. The building was designed by the famous American architect Adrian Smith, and the main construction work, where workers from South Asia were employed, was carried out by one of the divisions of the South Korean company Samsung. Inside the tower there are offices, apartments, shopping malls, an observation deck and a hotel designed by Giorgio Armani. The building is equipped with high-speed elevators moving at a speed of 10 meters per second. Merdeka 118. In the year of the opening of the Burj Khalifa skyscraper in Malaysia, the project of the second tallest building in the world was announced. It was developed by the Australian company Fender Katselitis, and the name of the Merdeka 118 skyscraper means independence. The start of construction was given in 2014, but in 2020 the construction had to be frozen due to the coronavirus pandemic. Nevertheless, by the end of November 2021, the builders reported reaching the design height of 679 meters. It is planned that the skyscraper will house a hotel, a mosque, a museum, offices, shopping centers and, of course, an observation deck. The official opening of this building, the highest in Southeast Asia, is scheduled for 2023. Shanghai Tower. One of the main attractions of Shanghai is a tall, elegant tower located in the business center of the Chinese metropolis. Its height is 632 meters. The decision to build the tower was made back in 1993, but the ceremony of laying its foundation took place only at the end of 2008. Then the building grew literally by the hour. Already in 2013, workers were finishing the upper level of the skyscraper. The overall management of the work was carried out by Chinese architect Zhang Xia and specialists of the American company Gensler, who developed the tower project. In 2015, the giant structure was officially presented to the public. The tower houses offices of various companies, a hotel, a panoramic restaurant, a museum, an observation deck and shops. Royal Clock Tower. Opposite the Al-Haram Mosque, in the courtyard of which is the Kaaba, the main shrine of Muslims, rises the Abraj al-Bayt complex, consisting of 7 skyscrapers, among which the Royal Clock Tower dominates, somewhat similar to London's Big Ben. The height of this skyscraper, built in 2012, is 601 meters. Under the roof of the tower, at a height of 400 meters, there is a clock with a diameter of 43 meters, recognized as the largest high-altitude clock in the world. Inside the skyscraper there is a hotel designed to serve tourists and pilgrims who visit Mecca during the Hajj. Pinan International Financial Center. And China again. In the Chinese city of Shenzhen, Guangdong Province, stands the second tallest building in China. A skyscraper with a height of 599 meters, the construction of which was completed in 2017. The tower could have been even higher if an antenna had been installed on it, but this plan was abandoned due to interference for aircraft. The structure is part of the skyscraper complex of the Shenzhen Business Center. The building has 115 above-ground and 5 underground floors connected by 80 elevators. In addition to the offices, there is an observation deck with a view of the city. Lotte World Tower. One of the tallest buildings in the world and the tallest on the Korean peninsula was built by the Lotte conglomerate. The skyscraper with a height of almost 555 meters was officially opened in 2017. The building has 123 above-ground and 6 underground floors. Inside there are hotels, offices and apartments. When designing the skyscraper, the seismic hazard factor was taken into account. The tower can withstand an earthquake of 9 points on the Richter scale. World Trade Center. After the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001, as a result of which the famous Twin Towers were destroyed, the authorities and residents of New York thought about erecting a memorial and new skyscrapers of the World Trade Center near the site of the tragedy. The project of the complex in its final form was presented in 2006, and the opening ceremony of the skyscraper with a height of 541 meters took place in 2014. The new skyscraper, which was previously called Freedom Tower, houses offices of various companies, and an observation deck is equipped on the upper floors of the building. So far, the Burj Khalifa skyscraper tops the ranking of the tallest buildings in the world. But in the coming years and decades, it may be pushed by new high-rise buildings. For example, a kilometer-long Jeddah Tower skyscraper is being built in Saudi Arabia, but the timing of completion of this ambitious project is still unknown. It is also planned to erect skyscrapers with a height of more than a kilometer in Azerbaijan, Kuwait and the UAE, but all these buildings now exist only in the form of sketches. Even in the last century, architects offered their vision of much taller buildings, but in the foreseeable future they will not be able to build them due to a number of technological limitations.